Hello there, my name's Fiona and this is the Just Fee channel, so please do like and subscribe, and there are more aromatherapy videos to come and some already up there, so yeah. But I wanted to share aromatherapy oils and I wanted to share their uses. So today we are doing rose. Now rose is described as the queen of essential oils for good reason as well. But before I go on, there is a health warning with it. Don't use it when you're pregnant. Keep it away from pregnant women. You know, it is that strong, it is that good for women's problems that it really does precipitate labour. So, you know, please just don't. Okay, so I'm going to go back to women's problems later, but I wanted to talk first of all about roses. Okay, so roses, yeah. I don't know why I bought prop. You all know what roses look like. Now, in the West, we prefer rose centifolia. So if you were buying, you would look for the pure absolute rose oil, and it should say on the bottle, and if it is real then they've got nothing to hide. So yeah, 100% pure centifolia. Yeah, now in the East, so we're talking Turkey, Russia, all that way, they prefer Damascus. Now whereas centifolia is a pink rose and it is a bit more lighter, the therapeutic benefits are just the same. Damascus is a lot more earthy. You can smell the difference if you compare the two, but you wouldn't question it. So yeah, I know Damascus is the old favourite, and it is the perfume one. It really is. Okay, so why is it called the Queen of Essential Oils? Okay, it's very good for grief, it's very good for antidepressants. It really does lift your mood. Now, it's also very good as an antiviral, an antibacterial, an antifungal, and an antispasmodic. Okay, so the range that it helps is quite large. So if you only had one essential oil, then it would be rose, because it could do pretty much everything. Okay, it's very good for insomnia as well, and if you were using it as a mix, then this would be your base oil, this would be your heavy oil. The smell would slowly disperse over a couple of weeks. You could have an aromatherapy massage and then a week later you'd still get the odd waft of rose, even though you know you've had how many showers and been for a swim in between. So, you know, it really is quite a base oil. So yes, I would lift it. I would lift it with geranium and lemon. Geranium as well. It's got a similar sort of flavour to it, although the note is a bit lighter. It's a bit cheaper as well, so if you were mixing it, a lot of the times you would use rose and geranium because of the expense of rose oil. Now the reason that rose oil is so expensive, on my little demonstration flower here, is we just use the petals. Okay, now I've been told that 3,300 petals makes 1 pint of aromatherapy oil. So when we buy our 2.5 little bottles of aromatherapy oil, we're just talking about using 2 drops. So it does go a long way, but you can see why it's so expensive. It's because they just use the petals. And Damascus rose especially has got quite small flowers. It's a bush rose. So yeah, and also to get the best smelling petals, they have to be picked before dawn. So, you know, there is that side of it as well. Now, yes, I like to talk about it in spiritual terms because I'm coming to you as a spiritual development. Now, spiritual development, it's quite a fascinating one. Now, you can use roses in their rose form as colour therapy. So yellow here, I'm going for friendship and I'm going for release and everything else like that. If I was to give flowers to my mum, I would go with yellow, because it is all about that friendship and that love. You know, the rose itself represents love and yellow represents friendship, love, and that sort of thing. And because, you know, obviously my age, we want different things for our parents now, so you know, it is all about the friendship. Okay, so if we were talking about rose centifolia, we're talking about pink, so we're talking about the heart chakra. So it is releasing all that love, releasing all the negativity from your heart chakra as well. Whereas Damascus is a red rose, so we're talking about the base chakra. So any harm that love has done to you, you know, yeah, loving the wrong person when you were young and sort of stuff like that, then we're talking about releasing through the base chakra, the red chakra. So if you were to just do a meditation with roses, then white for the crown chakra and probably purple. There are a few purple ones out there. So yes, yeah. And there are some blue ones out there, some black ones that are cultivating. But off we go again. Yes, off the subject. So yes, roses, very good for grief as well. All right, now I did mention at the beginning the health warning. So yes, antispasmodic, yes. So if you do get cramps, okay, then it's very good for relieving those cramps. If you do get IBS, it's very good for not only relieving the IBS, but how you relate to the tension that's causing your IBS. So, you know, if it's because of stress, then it lightens how that stress affects you. It doesn't take away the stress, but, you know, if you've got a bad boss, then it makes it so you can see it from a different angle, so you can shrug it off better. No, not explaining that very well. All right, so what is it in, in the tarot, roses come up quite a bit, and they are about new beginnings and regrowth. So, you know, rose essential oils will stimulate that rebirth, you know, that new chapter in your life. It comes up a lot in numerology as well. So, yeah, it is all about the rebirth, the releasing, and the letting go and moving forward. Now, if I was to eat rose, because these petals are edible, I wouldn't eat the petals from shop-bought flowers, because of, you just don't know, do you? You really don't know. You know, it might have had fungicide, it might have had pesticides, you just don't know what's in it. So if I was going to chuck a couple of petals into my salad just to brighten it up, and it is a good fun thing to do, then I would use them out of my garden, because I know what's been put on them. So yeah. All right, now in England we don't eat aromatherapy oils, but the same principles applies as if you were to use it in oil as massage. You would dilute 2 drops into 250 mils of oil or cream. Yeah, so, you know, we would really dilute it down. Now, what we need to do if we do eat it is we need to emulsify it. So if we put a drop of aromatherapy oil in water, it would stay in that drop. It would, just a big gloopy thing. So we need to get it to break down the fats into the water. Now, milk is excellent for solidifying, you know, to break it down, the emulsification effect. It can take an oil and suspend it in a liquid. So yogurt, yeah, ice cream, yeah, like ice cream, yes, so, but if you are going to start eating aromatherapy oils, then do check with a professional, okay? And do remember that you wouldn't do it to your skin, so why would you do it to your internal skin, which we know are even more sensitive. So yes, now, okay, if I, as a lady of older years, were to use it as a beauty treatment, I would mix it with frankincense to use on my face. So we're talking 25 ml, 1 drop of rose, 1 drop of frankincense. Frankincense, you know, the gifts from, yeah, baby Jesus. Yeah, it's a lovely oil, and it's very good for mature skin. It kind of helps with the collagen, and it's very moisturising and quite nurturing. So it's very good as a beauty treatment. Now, if I was to use it just as, then because of the expense, I would mix it with geranium. Now, geranium is a middleweight oil, so you'll get a faster hit, and it'll burn off. But because of the expense of the oil, I would limit it just to maybe put 1 drop in my potpourri. Yeah, you can, if you dry these roses, they dry really easily. You don't need to do anything special for them. In fact, you can just break the heads off and put them in, say, a wooden bowl. I wouldn't put them in anything else, just because, you know, there's oil in it as well, and there's no guarantee that there's no, well, there is moisture in it. So yeah, a wooden bowl, yeah, leave them to dry, and then maybe just 1 drop in there once every couple of months. But yeah, you know, waffling again. So yes, and obviously with centifolia especially, lemon mixed in with it does give a nice little hue. I quite like that. So yeah. All right, now random facts about roses. They have found fossil evidence that roses have been around for 35 million years. I know, doesn't sound right, does it? And I know for a fact that those, in Egypt pyramids, they have those clay jars. They had 2 jars, well, they had loads of jars. One had rose essential oil in it, and one had sandalwood. And although they weren't liquid still, there was still the aroma. So it does last a very long time. Yeah, 4 million years in fact. Okay, so yeah, storing it, yeah, in the house, somewhere cool, somewhere dark. It needs to be in that dark bottle. The sunlight will change the hue, and also plastic will change the hue as well. It will react to the oil. So if you standard little bottles with those little plastic droppers, brilliant. I know whoever came up with them. Yeah, make sure they're upright so that it doesn't react with the plastic. But yes, don't get ripped off when buying it. Buy it from someone you trust and really enjoy it. You know, it's a treat. It really is, you know. So yeah, lots of uses. Queen of oil, and yeah, there'll be more oils to follow. Oh, all flowers are aphrodisiacs in aromatherapy. Yeah, especially rose. So you know, that's where it comes from. Yeah, you know. But I think I've covered everything. I really do, and look forward to seeing you again. Thanks ever so much for watching.